welcome to Selling New Braunfels on the American Dream. I'm your host, Amber Montanio. Every year, thousands of people flock to the Austin area for the South by Southwest Music Festival. But down here in New Braunfels, just 40 minutes away, we say South by so what? And that's because New Braunfels is home to its very own, very vibrant music scene, with beer gardens, amphitheaters, multiple venues having music 7 days a week. There's really a true icon amongst all of the music scene, and that is Gruene Hall. So come with me today while we find out what it is that makes Gruene Hall such an icon in our local music scene. I am lucky enough to be joined by Mary Jane Nalley. She's one of the owners of Gruene Hall. How are you today?
I'm good, thank you.
Thank you so much for agreeing to be on our program. We really appreciate it.
Absolutely.
So, one of the things that stands out about Gruene Hall is it was built in 1878, and yet somehow it has managed to not only stand the test of time, but become like an icon. So what do you think contributes to the success of this venue when so many others fail?
I think one of the major factors is that it's really the same as it always was. It was built as a social center for this community. There was a lot of events that took place here, like weddings and funerals and, you know, marriages and voting booths and all this kind of thing. And so when we came, it was still, you know, being used as a kind of a social center. And so we just kind of capitalized on that. The people sort of naturally gravitate to it because of the energy and because of the dancehall genre in Texas, right? It's kind of an interesting thing about Texas history.
Pictures everywhere of everybody from Garth Brooks to George Strait to Lyle Lovett, Willie Nelson, icons in our music business. And it just makes me wonder, is there ever a moment where you're sitting here and you're like, oh my goodness, pinch me, is this like my life, that I get to be a part of something so special?
But there's a few standouts, of course, and one of them I remember was our 25th anniversary when Little Richard pulled into the beer garden in his Cadillac, jumped up on the stage and started playing Good Golly Miss Molly on the piano. It was crazy. And then, you know, when Willie played here the first time, oh my gosh, and that was a moment, because I grew up with him, right?
Right.
And then, you know, George came up and got really famous and came back and did some things, and he came back in 2016 and did a show here in the hall for his fans. And then, of course, the Garth Brooks. It went from 800 people in the hall to this whole area being closed off completely, having 2 jumbotrons outside and 4,500 people.
One of the reasons that Gruene Hall is one of the very few places in New Braunfels that has been able to bridge the gap between tourist attraction and local hangout. We can bring our kids and hang out outside during the day, or we can come have an adult night out at nighttime. So what do you think helps bridge that gap between a tourist attraction and like a local landmark?
Well, I think that we were always not pretentious. We were always what we are now, then, and now. Even though we've had all this notoriety and all these people have come through here and gotten really famous and come back after they're famous, it's still the same place, and we're still the same people. And our people feel that, all the people in the community. This was built as a social center, and it still has that energy, and it still maintains that.
We just absolutely love being a part of it, and thank you so much, Mary Jane, for helping me show one of my favorite places in New Braunfels on the American Dream.
Well, you're so welcome. Thanks for having me.
Absolutely. Wow, what a great conversation with Mary Jane. Just when I thought I couldn't love Gruene Hall anymore, I find new reasons all the time. Thank you for tuning in while we showcase some of my favorite places in New Braunfels, Texas. My name is Amber Montanio, and I hope to see you again on the American Dream.